Hello everyone and welcome to my Donkey Kong Jr. control panel project video. So the aim of the video today is for me to just give you a little bit of an insight into how I managed to create a Donkey Kong Jr. control panel for my home. You might be asking why I decided to do this. Well, the reason's quite straightforward. Ultimately, I just wanted to have the ability to have the arcade accurate controls at home without having a cabinet at my disposal. I don't have room for a cabinet currently, so I decided that it is the best way to play with the original hardware, in the sense that the control panel, the joystick, the buttons is the best way to practice and to play both Donkey Kong Jr. and the original Donkey Kong. So here we are. So how did I go about doing this? Well, hopefully this video is a good insight into how I went about doing this project. It's not going to be a full step-by-step guide. I'm just going to show you the hows, and then I'm also going to show you where you can get materials if you wanted to do this yourself. So of course, the first step in this process was the plan. So I had a rough idea as to how I wanted to go about making this happen. Ultimately, it would start with working out what I would need, what materials I would need, but we'll get to that shortly. In any case, the ultimate objective was to be able to have the original Donkey Kong Jr. joystick and the buttons and make that compatible with my computer, my PC, so that I could use it for MAME, and also I could use it on my Mr. FPGA system. So that meant that ultimately I would be using USB to actually take the original controls, convert them into USB, so that now I could plug that into my computer using the encoder that is in the video that you've just seen there. Alright, so moving on to step 2, and that is gathering all of the parts that are necessary to actually make this happen. So I went onto the internet, and a massive shout out to the Donkey Kong forum and their Discord group, because they really helped me to point me in the right direction. And another huge shout out to mikesarcade.com, who supplied me with the Donkey Kong Jr. control panel complete with all the buttons, the joystick and the plexi control panel overlay itself, and that all came attached to a CNC routed wooden control panel. And the USB encoder of choice was the zero delay USB encoder. Just simply Google this and you'll find pricing for your region, but I think this cost me in the UK around about £5, and they're quite standardised. Okay, so the wooden housing, effectively I made a box, a rectangular box, and I've put here the dimensions of the box that I made. Now, you may decide to do the box in a different way, but I used MDF and I used 15mm thick MDF. So I'd recommend pausing the video there if you wanted to see those measurements. And there you go. I simply just put the box together using some screws, and then I slipped the control panel on the top, and the USB encoder is inside. And you see there where there's a little X on the box, I actually just made a little insertion, a little cut, and then I did some sanding to make that flush, and then that's where the cable runs from the encoder that's inside the box into the USB, which will plug into the computer. So moving on to finishing touches then. Okay guys, so here is a long paint time lapse. So what I've done is I've sanded down the edges of my box that I created using screws, and I'm actually adding some white Armstead. This is a UK brand, by the way, which you can pick up in B&Q or Homebase, I can't remember which one, but basically I'm coating the MDF with this primer. I gave the MDF a sanding with some 120 grit sandpaper on all of the sides and on the edges, and I'm just going along with a brush and I'm making sure to make good coverage, because ultimately what I want to do, and you'll see in the second part of this video, is I want to actually paint the box orange to replicate the original Nintendo 1982 Donkey Kong Jr. cabinet, which came in a lovely bright orange. Now, I didn't colour match the exact Nintendo orange, but I did get quite close. So, as promised, here is an image of the orange box in its final form. So I used a foam paint roller, and I used, I think it's pumpkin spice orange for the control panel. Okay, so I also added these little rubber buffers that you would use for furniture or chairs, and you can get these from any good hardware store. I got them from Dunelm in the UK, but if you're in the US or anywhere else in the world, you will be able to find those in any good hardware store. And here you go, guys, this is it. So you can see that I've actually added some trim around the sides. I used some half-dowel wooden trim, similar to what you'd use for furniture, to do that. And there you go, we're done. Thanks for watching. All the materials and everything that you need will be in the links in the description. And if you've got any questions, please leave a comment. And thanks for watching, guys.